All right. The dark side of unrealistic male body standards.
If you search Google for the perfect male physique,
Oh,
something interesting shows up. The
really?
same for men's health. This wasn't always the case. Now, let me
Bunch of roided out dudes
close those
with perfectly filtered and doctored pictures to make them look like picture perfect. All right.
tabs before I start getting strange looks again. But many are calling this phenomenon one of the biggest threats to the fitness industry. And this isn't coming from people that just want an excuse to be lazy.
Unhealthy relationship with food. I don't court a banana. I
What?
don't.
Nor is it coming from the give yourself a hug type people.
Yeah, there, Cookie Monster.
In fact, the people speaking out are heavily incentivized to shut up and smile.
Okay. So the people that are talking out about unrealistic like male body standards and how it's like ridiculous to be like always, under like 10% body fat. Everything is like manscaped, perfectly chiseled, broad shoulders, all that jazz, and it's like it's annoying. Okay, I get it.
And most do. But the more you listen, the more you realize a harsh truth.
For an increasing number of men and boys, this otherwise benign desire to be more attractive transforms into something categorically disordered.
Oh,
This is a systemic problem, too taboo for television, but the human brain isn't built to recognize, often until it's too late.
No, there's no short, secret recipe for it. You just have to.
Don't do this at home.
I don't ever want to be in that good a shape again.
It's not natural.
There's not many drug use or abuse issues where you get complimented so much.
They see it on the small
Yeah.
screen on their phone. They see it on the big screen in Hollywood movies. It's in their hands when they're a f***ing toddler.
So yeah, I decided.
so this, to me, this is almost like demonizing working out, but that's not the point. That's not the goal. Like it's okay to work out, but and then within just, the umbrella of working out, you have all these like things. Well, not really. It's either like for vanity, you just want to look better, you want to do it for health. And then there's the slight sliver of the pie that's like they want to do it like competitively, either like a strength sport or something like weightlifting or powerlifting or whatever. And then you have bodybuilding. So even in that tiny sliver of competition, there's a bunch of versions of it. Like even that can be like blown out of proportion because we have the internet and it's so easy to share like a picture or a video of like someone going through like a contest prep like period of a couple months or whatever, and you slowly see the person get like shredded again, and it's like, oh my god, I want to look like that. Well, it's like, no you don't. That guy probably is hurting most likely.
To start a trend.
Don't compare yourself to these people because they're probably lying to you anyway.
You need
Yeah.
to pull your head out your ass and understand.
It takes its toll.
It's not right, is it? I know it's not right, but I can't say for sure that this is going to stop.
So, how did body dysmorphia become so widespread and deadly? But more importantly, why are more people not speaking about this?
Jim Noir. I think I heard somewhere that it all stemmed from what was that dude's name? Joe Weider. That was him like trying to like make bodybuilding popular in like North America with the IFBB, and him like just marketing that shit really, really well. Wasn't it like because of him?
What is the perfect male physique? For me growing up, it was something like this. Health magazines suggest the same. Over time,
Let's do
this
that.
ideal has morphed towards something leaner and more muscular.
Trust me.
Hollywood films make this clear. Similarly,
Oh, yeah.
with reality TV shows, Female dolls are criticized for becoming unrealistic, but male dolls are arguably even worse. 1960s G.I. Joe looks like he's about to unveil the iPhone.
Oh yeah, and I remember, what was this in the Toys That Made Us, that little documentary thing on Netflix, where it was like one of the first episodes. They had like the evolution of a G.I. Joe, and like the first version of G.I. Joe was like a seemingly average looking dude, but then over the course of years, he just got more and more muscular, and I was like, damn, I never really noticed that.
30 years later, he looks more like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Early Luke Skywalker, besides modern
Yeah, look at this. Regular guy. Look like a rectangle. You know? Luke Skywalker now. Pizza slice. Wide ass shoulders. And some legs. Some, like, okay legs. That's like me.
Skywalker. Batman, besides modern...
Oh, look at this. Again, with the rectangle torso. And then bodybuilder Batman.
Batman. You get the point.
Yeah.
If we ask AI to show us the ideal male physique, a similar image is
Jesus.
painted. There's a clear ideal becoming more and more extreme.
Jesus. That's why I don't use these fucking picture generators.
What are we seeing here? These are the men of the Woodabee tribe, showing their slender bodies, white teeth and eyes, in a beauty pageant to win the attention of the female judges. This is what the peak male looks like in the Bodai tribe, where the men compete to be the fattest. Ancient Greek statues depict a lean, muscular body as desirable, while traditional Japanese culture associates masculinity with self-discipline, loyalty, and honor.
Oh, geez. That's not even, like, relating, really, to, like, anything physical. It's more like human traits or some shit like that.
To identify the physical ideal, we need to understand what beauty is. The Oxford Dictionary defines it as the quality of being pleasing to the senses or to the mind. And looking across different cultures, the ideal seems to vary and change over time. Social media and the internet have erased cultural boundaries and created a highly competitive environment where only the most extreme stand out.
Yep.
This emphasis on leanness and muscularity isn't just a Western thing, it's gone global. We are witnessing the homogenization of the ideal male physique, what some refer to as hypermasculinity.
Oh, really? Hypermasculinity? That's the first time I'm hearing this term.
Even society's ideal men seem to be getting stuff done to achieve this.
There's been a lot of talk about, red pill and self-improvement.
Oh, yeah.
Creating your hyper-masculine character. Looking like you swallowed a shovel is probably not the answer.
Oh, with the Giga Chad jaw.
Psychology that somehow would have led to this guy thinking he needs a jaw implant or something. I can't even fathom.
A self-improvement can absolutely go too far.
We aren't just talking Greek statue physiques. That was past long ago. From facial aesthetics to height and...
I mean, even with like the Greek, what do you call it?
Absolutely go too far.
We aren't just talking Greek statue physique.
I mean, even with like the Greek statues, you could argue that like the jaw was like kind of wide looking, even if it was like just the beard, because as everybody, like as all men know, the beard is the makeup of men, and you know the sculptor guy had to like make the dude have a beard because it simulates having like a bigger, more masculine jaw. So
that was past long ago. From facial aesthetics to height and muscle definition, some of the methods men are using to achieve such ideals you might find disturbing.
Oh yeah.
That's smart.
Are they gonna talk about that oil arm guy?
All you see is from a man who just had his bone shattered in a surgery to add 2 inches to his height. A painful procedure that more and more men are getting.
Oh Jesus.
Although Mukesh recorded the physical pain at a 9 out of 10, he stated it was less than the emotional pain he felt when people mocked him for his height.
We'll get rid of those love handles.
That's crazy when you want to compare like a physical pain to like a mental pain. That's like something like that is always going to be subjective, because it's like the only person that can figure out like what they're willing to deal with in life is that person by themselves. It's like you're not that person. You don't know what it's like to have like some sort of mindset to get like made fun of because your height. And it's like, oh, Now they make a surgery for it, and I got money. Let's do it. Like, probably he was thinking about all those assholes making fun of him. Like right before he went into the surgery, he's like, fuck those bitches. I'm getting a little bit taller now. Fuck you guys.
Other men are getting abdominal implants, with some injecting oil into their muscles.
Oh yeah, ooh.
Each year, over 2 million Americans have cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, I don't really like. I don't like really like the idea of like the oil. Yeah, it's just never been like pleasing to me to look at.
Number that's rising, with many trying to achieve an instant boost in muscularity.
Because you look like a cartoon character. You look like Popeye. You know, like Popeye has like those massive forearms, but they're not even like realistic because they're just like ovals. It's like that's what that dude's forearms look like. They look like Popeye, but for like all bicep, very minimal tricep, and just a regular ass like forearm. It's like, what are you doing, dude?
Total spent on my body modifications is $950,000 US.
Oh Jesus. Oh God. Bro, I don't think I'll ever make that amount of money in my life.
Now, people can do as they please, but for many,
yeah,
one cycle of surgery is never enough. Bigorexia is a
what the fuck? I mean, where'd her waist go? It looked like a Barbie doll. I don't know, dude. That's like,
dysmorphia people have, where they never see themselves as muscular enough.
Already, I'm very curious as to why my waist is thicker than usual. Upper chest needs work. Why is my waist so thick?
See, this dude looks fine to me. This dude looks like he works out. And he's just like, whenever you like work out and like past like a year or so, and or for like even multiple years, your own worst critic is always yourself. You can figure out, because you see yourself every day, you can figure out what looks good on you. You know exactly like all the little tiny details. I think this dude looks fine. Like, if he wants to like keep working out to like train a little bit better and shit, I mean, more power to him. But like him bitch moan complaining about why my waist too thick, why I need more upper chest and this, that, the other. This is all like sprinkles of sand in the gigantic sandbox. This is like a good looking dude.
My arms just aren't big enough in comparison to my chest and my back.
Of course, this can lead them down a path of steroid abuse.
When I was 15, I did something crazy that changed my life forever.
And with the rise of steroid-like compounds readily available to buy on the internet, many teenagers are shutting down their hormones for a more muscular physique.
Do I take any supplements as a 15-year-old bodybuilder? Yes, let me show you what to take.
I'm currently on 15 milligrams a day of Rag 140, so 25 milligrams a day of MK677.
You might argue these people are just more.
I ain't taking that shit, dude. No, thank you.
Morons. However, some of the methods used in Hollywood are also questionable.
I was eating so much chicken breast.
Chicken broccoli rice, chicken broccoli rice, chicken broccoli rice. Yep, I heard it. I heard it once. I heard it before. I've heard it 1,000 times.
The hardest part about it was actually chewing it all. So I would just put it into a blender, blend it all up, and just
Fair. That's fair. But then again, I've seen some of these Hollywood workouts and they don't look like they're the best type of workout. But, you know, it is what it is.
Frank chicken.
In fact, to achieve his physique in Baywatch, Zac Efron was also taking powerful diuretics to dry himself out.
When I was done with that movie, I don't ever want to be in that good a shape again. Really.
I don't think it's surprising that many people struggle with disordered eating habits, like Freddie Flintoff, who developed bulimia.
I became known as a fat cricketer, really. That's when I started doing it. You put your fingers down your throat. As you gag, you bite into your hand so hard. The wrenching to get it out. It's not right, is it?
Jesus. Like, anytime, what do you say? Like, I always like mix these two up. Anorexia and bulimia. Anorexia is like the just really skinny person. And then bulimia That's the throw up one, if I recall correctly, right? I always heard about like this was more of like a girl thing, that girls are more likely to do it than guys. But I mean, if he's had that like issue, then damn.
I know it's not right, but I can't say for sure that this.
But it's like this dude is like doing this shit was like a sports guy. What was he playing? Cricket? It's like you need food for fuel to like recover and shit. Why are you like throwing that up?
He's gonna stop.
If you can look past the airbrush marketing and Hollywood magic, eating and exercise disorders amongst celebrities are everywhere.
So if I'm gonna get a girlfriend, I gotta have a six-pack. And so I thought...
No. I mean, no. Just go to the gym and work out, dude. Just there's nothing wrong being like a casual gym enjoyer. There's nothing wrong with that.
that if I didn't eat anything, well, I wouldn't get any fat. And then if I worked out a ton, I would get big and muscular.
Meanwhile, some of the biggest influencers are using Photoshop, Videoshop, and other deceptive
the
practices
filters
to stand out on social media.
Here in the Western cultures, there has always been a tradition of muscularity, but in the last several decades, this emphasis on male muscularity seems to have accelerated.
It's accelerated, and no one can explain, like, because everybody like wants, like, most guys like want to have like a little bit more muscle or be like a little bit leaner, and you always hear the whole thing of you can't build muscle and lose fat at the same time. It's either one or the other, or that whole like main gaining thing. It's like, bro, if you want to like lose weight, just eat a little bit less and train a little bit harder.
No matter where you look, this can be seen. Yet, nobody wants to admit it. So, where could this change be coming from? And what could be driving it?
I think we're at the point where it's just like self-serving. It's like a big ass circle that just keeps happening. Like the more chronically online you are and the more shit you get fed and see and subscribe to, and like you heart the thing, you like the thing, the more of it you're just going to see, and the more of it is going to like take up your like mental capacity, it seems. Like, I'm not going to lie. Well, that's bright. Like, I watched like some like bodybuilding shit, but I don't really look at like the pictures of it in that shit on like Instagram or whatever. I'll look at the dudes like during the workout, and then maybe if I can catch like, was it like the IFBB like championship, what's it called, the Olympia, if I can catch it, I mean, great. If not, whatever, I'll just see like the highlights and shit on like some other time or whatever. It's not like that big a deal to me. And even in like these movies, it's like, I will say this, I think my mind is like a little bit warped in that anytime that there's like a superhero movie where the main character, like at least in the comics, like they were like jacked in the comics, I would rather see the actor person, whoever, male or female, I'd rather see them like jacked like in real life, like on the like movie screen. You know, like Wolverine in the comics was like a short, stocky, jacked dude, and I think Hugh Jackman did like a good job portraying like Wolverine in the movies. But then I saw like the first Wonder Woman movie, or the first movie that Wonder Woman was in, and I'm thinking, oh, they gotta get some like, not like bodybuilder chick, but just look like that she works out. And then I saw like whoever it was, and they weren't like at all muscular. They were more like feminine. Like, who was it? Gal Gadot. Yeah, she worked out like a little bit, but for the most part, she didn't really have like any muscle on her. And I was like, I mean, I guess, because like in my mind, when I saw like Wonder Woman in the cartoons and like in some of the comics, she was like a little bit more muscular, but not like too much, if that makes sense.
Over time, the Hollywood portrayal of the ideal man seems to be getting more and more muscular.
So when I got to Orange Is the New Black for the first shirtless scene, I definitely did some unhealthy crash dieting and being in TV long.
Like, don't you guys have like nutritionists or some shit? Like, why are you crash dieting? Can you like look up some like YouTube videos or some shit? Like, you don't all have to go through the Christian Bale, the machinist. I eat an apple and a can of tuna a day, and then didn't he like make it go down to like just a can of tuna a day, and it's like that's it, and then you don't have to fucking do that. Like, what are you guys doing? Can you guys put some effort into like your nutrition like research? Like even a minuscule amount would make you believe that you don't have to like crash diet. That sounds miserable.
Enough, I'll tell you, this is something that almost all.
Like anytime I hear some shit about like trying to look better, like with regards to like the gym, people will do literally every single solitary thing besides work out. They'll get surgeries. They'll get almost $1 million worth of surgery. They will crash diet. They will throw up and shit. These people will do anything besides working out. And this is like it's mind blowing to me. Like working out is not that tough. Like in the beginning, yeah, it's tough because like your body's unconditioned and shit. But holy Jesus, there have been like millions of like businesses, startups, in like, you know, that what's that Ponzi scheme thing where it's like, maybe I shouldn't say Ponzi scheme, that pyramid scheme or whatever of like the Herbalife bullshit. Oh, drink this thing and you'll lose weight and that's all you got to do. It's like, what? No, that's not how that works. You can't just take a pill and like have like the ideal male body image pill. You can't just do the surgeries. You can't do the $1 million worth of surgery. You can't do the oil. You can't do the implants. It's like, bro, can you just work out? Dedicate an hour a day. These people will do the most mental gymnastics to get out of working out. This is hilarious to me.
All actors and actresses do for these shirtless scenes.
They often achieve their physiques through aggressive crash dieting at the expense of their physical health to meet Hollywood's demands.
It's a couple hours a day, and it was brutal. The tricky part was eating.
The same occurs in Bollywood.
So putting on the weight was fun. I could eat and drink whatever I wanted and have a great time. And I had a ball. I have to say I had a ball. But it was also most uncomfortable. Even my wrestling training was affected because I was carrying so much weight that I couldn't really move fast enough.
This was the silver era of bodybuilding. This is the gold era. And this is today, with many bodybuilders displaying bubble gut.
You're ripped, you're huge, you look fantastic, no stomach, no nothing, no problems.
Because people do not come to a show to see bellies. And if they want to do that, they go to a maternity ward or something.
Oh, fucking Arnold put the open division on blast.
Like that. And
I mean, but because of that, I mean, that's why the classic, isn't that the next one under? That's like the open is like the pinnacle of the biggest of the big boys, and then classic is like a little more aesthetic one. And then there's like a couple, like one or two below that one where it's like physique, and then I forgot the other one. Whatever.
Can see plenty of stomachs there.
Palumboism is a side effect of heavy steroid usage.
I'm not talking about my belly.
Probably don't need to tell you, a similar physical progression can be seen in reality TV.
Seriously? It's like you're photoshopped.
This is Jason Momoa, Aquaman. His physique, labeled as a dad bod. Same thing for an off-season bodybuilder, Chris Bumstead.
Can you rate this guy's physique for me, then?
Can't see him. Oh.
Part of me wants to put these warped ideals down to improving knowledge, resources, and just a natural result of increased competition. But the rise of cosmetic drugs, technology to manipulate videos, and the super competitive social media environment where people only post their highlight reels, it can be difficult to separate social media from reality.
Yeah.
But others have argued there's a darker side. You see, some people profit immensely off these warped ideals. An invisible hand. Sounds very tinfoil hat. But to understand this perspective, we need to go deeper. To the man who wrote the book on propaganda, and shaped the world of marketing as we know it.
Sketchy marketing.
1920, women didn't smoke. It was extremely taboo, a masculine thing to do.
There's a taboo by men that does not permit women to smoke, either in public or even at home.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Of course, the tobacco industry
This was back in the era where like smoking was cool, right?
wasn't happy missing out on 50% of potential customers. Everything they tried to do to appeal to the female demographic failed. They simply...
Which is kind of hilarious to think about any product doing. And because like women have their own products of like women products, and you know what I mean and what I'm saying of like when I say women products. But like cigarettes don't fall under that category of being like only one gender can use them. Like anybody can fucking smoke. But I get it. It's like, oh, that was the times. It was different. That was the culture back then. But in terms of like business, it's like that's such a bonehead move.
wouldn't buy based on rational reasons presented. The stigma was too much to overcome. When along came a young marketer, Edward Bernays. He had a secret weapon, knowledge passed down by his notable uncle, the father of psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud believed that much of human decision-making was driven by unconscious and irrational impulses, often resulting in excess and overcompensation. Bernays decided to apply his uncle's theories to marketing. He didn't need to appeal to the individual woman and the rational benefits of smoking. He needed to completely reshape the cultural perception of smoking. So he hired a group of women at a big event, told them to all light up cigarettes, with photographers ready to take photos of them.
Oh, dang.
These ladies weren't just lighting cigarettes.
And they this was at the time where they had those big ass Cruella de Vil like cigarette holders, so you didn't have to hold the cigarette itself. And that was like a sign of like high class. You got the long cigarette smoking thing or whatever. That shit's so fucking funny. It's like, hang on, I need to smoke let me get out my I don't even know what that fucking thing is called, dude. Like, what the hell is that? Like a cigarette holder? Cigarette pipe? And then you just like, what do? You like clean it off or some shit? Then you just like, you just stick it in there, light it up, and you like, bro, what was that? A fucking slushy? Like, what are we doing? Having straws for our cigarettes?
But torches of freedom, demonstrating their ability to assert their independence. He had staged a political protest to invoke the right emotions in the woman.
Next morning, there wasn't a newspaper in the United States, even the New York Times had a front page story, debutantes light torches of freedom to protest man's inhumanity to women by a taboo against smoking.
It worked.
Oh.
Bernays would go on to use trick after trick after trick in the marketing and political world. He wrote the book on propaganda and set the path of much of the advertising you see today, with companies hiring psychoanalysts to capitalize on this new approach to marketing, a shift from need to desire in a post-war America.
Modern man quite often tries to work off his frustrations by spending on self-gratification. Modern man is eternally ready to fill out his self-image by purchasing products which complement it.
And what better way to improve?
By purchasing products to complement it. I don't know. Maybe in like certain aspects, I agree with it, and it would be I mean, I'm probably am susceptible to like that type of bullshit. I mean, because I can't sit here and say, no, that's not me. I'm above it. It's like, no, I'm not.
Improve one's self-image than through your own body. Vogue magazine invented cellulite, a perfectly normal thing, turned into a condition. Marketers went hard, tapping into the insecurities of women, driving the massive growth of the beauty industry. Buy this to be good enough was an extremely powerful message.
Is it wrong to give people what they want by taking away their defenses?
But much like with cigarettes, marketers realized they're missing 50% of their potential customers. Only this time, it was the men.
Oh shit. You make the man want to be beautiful, but in a masculine way. of beauty. Oh my God.
Much like with the creative marketing of lung cancer sticks, this is not always in your best interest. And after many iterations, these standards, what people want, has become more and more unrealistic. Advertising lives or dies by its commercial success, and insecurity sells.
Dang.
The human brain has...
I don't know. Like, probably when I was a little kid, I was probably very insecure with my body. But now that I'm older, I just give less of a fuck. I'm more secure about things. I'm like, I'm not gonna be going to like a contest for like Mr. Olympia or like entering any shit like that. But is that gonna stop me from like going to the gym and, you know, trying to look a little bit better? Like, no. Like, I can go to the gym and like want to look a little bit better and not have it like be overboard.
Has evolved over millions of years and isn't built to deal with the rapid rise of the internet. Whether intentional or not, the display of unrealistic and deceptive ideals in the media exploits our cognitive biases, often to the detriment of both mental and physical health. It's why some of the most mainstream fitness advice is the least effective.
I don't know who still needs to hear this, but you do not target fat around your stomach with specific exercises. 8 million views.
Oh, let's ask the average person what they think. Let's stop asking the average person what they... Do you know how f***ing stupid the average person is?
Yeah. True. Average person applause.
This is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect, where people with low experience in an area tend to overestimate their ability or knowledge. Regardless of how smart you are, if you're part of the human species, you're susceptible to your cognitive biases being exploited.
Is he smart? No, he's a freaking good-looking dude, okay? And he's making extremely large amounts of money.
I think like one of my early videos, someone was like, if this isn't the peak of Dunning-Kruger effect, I don't know what is. And I didn't even know what the fuck that dude meant. But, oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
Saying stupid things that don't make any sense, but you look at him and you're like, holy crap, he looks amazing. I'm going to do what he's doing.
This is the halo effect, where people who are considered attractive tend to be rated higher on other positive traits as well.
If you were to look at this podcast here.
Is this some cheap shit, Joe?
No, that's the shit, bro. You see that curtain down the back?
Fats and meats and never eating carbs.
But the way that he's tried to mimic the guest position on Joe Rogan, you fucking piece of shit.
Social proof is another, where simply a large following...
Yeah, I saw that clip and everybody started ragging on that dude for making that clip. Yeah, that was funny.
...can make a person more trustworthy. By presenting a certain body type or standard as the norm, marketers create a reference point that influences our perceptions of what is desirable. The anchoring effect. This and an array of other blind spots is what the media taps into. Often those people on social media, in magazines and on the big screen.
Oh shit, here's all the doodads right here. Dunning-Kruger, Halo, the social proof, anchoring, yep, the video games love that one. Framing, moral credential, optimism, ostrich effect. Huh, I gotta look at that one.
Screen are just cogs in the machine. At the start, this was more blatant and easier to identify. Today, it's all around us, often with no escape. Don't get me wrong, I'm down for super effective marketing that helps people live healthier lives. But no other industry has such a high failure rate while being so profitable. I can't help but think back to the many people getting life-altering surgeries, developing eating disorders, and a lot of the negative side effects we haven't even discussed yet. Meanwhile, obesity and suicide rates are on the rise in America. And a recent poll found that 1 in 8 UK adults have suicidal thoughts related to body image.
Have suicidal thoughts over body image. I never even know about these like polls, dude, because like someone could say like most people will be suicidal. Well, they'll go through like periods of like suicidal ideations, but then I would say most people just don't go through with it and they just like keep going and then they get past it. But it's like trying to like, it's like this, it's this big umbrella of like, do you have suicidal ideations? Yes or no? And then they ask the questions, why? Is it because this, and this? Well, it's like, it's probably not like one thing specifically. It's probably like a combination of many things, to be honest. And for them to say it's like just one singular thing, I think it's ridiculous, dude.
There's a very clear disconnect. In fact, a Harvard psychiatrist warned about this over 20 years ago. I don't think even he realized just how serious and widespread this would become.
Adonis complex.
The many problems men have with their warped physical self-perception was grouped under an umbrella by Dr. Harrison Pope, the Adonis complex. Adonis was half man, half god, according to Greek mythology. Visual perfection, the god of beauty and attraction.
So I've always heard about this word and this person, but I've never actually seen like the old ass like Greek pictures of what he was supposed to look like. I just assume he's like, he falls in like the same category of as like all the other Greek shit of like kind of muscular looking dude.
Dr. Pope has documented cases of men quitting prestigious jobs, people smashing their own faces with a hammer to qualify for plastic surgery, and others
Bro, that is fucking crazy.
dying from disorders.
These guys don't need cosmetic surgery. These guys need like a mental hospital.
Diet and exercise regimens. Although these are extreme examples.
Yeah, the machinist. Yeah, the dude, Christian Bale ate like a fucking an apple and a can of tuna a day to look like that. That shit is crazy.
This was over 20 years ago, and we've seen many more cases since. Pope suspects unrealistic standards driven by the media is what's fueled the rise of the Adonis complex.
Yes, I've done steroids.
But here's the catch.
Lying ass bitch.
When beauty is so subjective, the ideals so extreme, the effects are fatal. Today's children are growing up with the internet as a constant presence in their lives, with little knowledge of a world without it. And the harmful effects of unrealistic body standards are evident through the growing list of casualties. I'm a 14-year-old and I'm thinking about taking 50 milligrams of Deca per week.
14 and you're thinking about doing some steroids? What the hell?
For 4 weeks. I know about the side effects on adults, but not
No, you don't.
in teens. Is there any side effects I should know? I'm a 16-year-old boy, currently undergoing cosmetic limb lengthening surgery. I don't think I know what's best for me yet, but I absolutely cannot see myself regretting this decision. Sometimes unorthodox and drastic solutions are the best ones. I'm 15 years old and recently found out.
Well, if you can think about it for 2 seconds, any like young kid having this type of surgery, like where are the parents? Like I would imagine like this falls under the category of like a cosmetic surgery, and those cosmetic surgeries I don't believe are like covered by like most like insurances, health insurance and shit like that. So this kid is probably like a kid to like some millionaire, billionaire or something. So it's like, and the parents are okay with this? Like, what is happening, dude?
About SARMs. My goal is to gain more muscle and get leaner. I'm 5'11" and 145 pounds currently. My main concern is whether or not I should take Ligandrol, considering my age. These are just a few people on public forums about to make life-altering decisions, with many going through with it.
So yeah, I decided to start training.
Whoa, dude. What did you just say?
We're witnessing extremely young kids take puberty-altering performance-enhancing drugs, with parents suspected to be giving it to their children as young as 6 for a chance to make it in Hollywood.
There's not many
Bro, that's so weird.
drug use or abuse issues where you get complimented so much.
And even
Yeah, I saw this little kid
trying to do things more naturally are suffering.
I know I look like complete rubbish, right? When you train every single day for like 2 hours, do a load of steps, get like 4 hours sleep, you have no team to support you, and everything is being done just by you. it takes its toll.
In life, there is this feeling that we all live with inadequacy. There is this call to achieve and to go beyond all expectations, to outperform other people, to measure oneself against a panoply of influencers and gurus, to work ridiculously long hours.
This is kind of crazy hearing this shit from like a religious dude in a religious setting. This is, you know, it's bad when the religious bros start talking about like influencers and shit. It's like, guys, chill out with the comparison. All right, comparison is the thief of joy. Cool it a little bit. All right, tone it back.
Scott was one of the more wholesome fitness YouTubers, doing much of the things we see Hollywood boast about. Yet, it seems to have contributed to his early death.
But I've set it up, you're gonna think I'm gonna blow up. Oh shit.
I remember seeing a 19-year-old die of a heart attack in the local paper. 4 different steroids were found in his system, with a suspected enlarged heart a contributing factor. Similarly to bodybuilder Dallas McCarver, who collapsed on stage, recovered, and sadly passed away with a heart almost 3 times the size it should have been.
A lot of people are speculating how much testosterone was this guy actually injecting to get a 55,000 nanogram per deciliter total T.
There's tributes on YouTube for all of the bodybuilders who pass away. Each year, the age is getting lower.
Someone is literally going to have to die on stage before something changes in bodybuilding.
Maybe these are extreme cases, but if you actually listen to what the very celebrities many look up to are saying, a very different...
Oh yeah, and like all the, like if you like listen to any celebrity that was in like any role where they had to be like super jacked for, they'll be like, yeah, well, they'll never say that they took steroids ever. They'll always say the whole, oh, it was a lot, check out broccoli and rice, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, if some of that shit seems valid, like what they're saying, it's like you have to read between the lines more or less. And it's like, it's almost like implying that they had to do steroids, but like, oh, I don't want to be that next in that next superhero role because I'll have to do things that I don't want to do. And it seems like they're complaining about the gym. At least that's what I thought initially, but if they're complaining that they don't want to do steroids, that's fine. And it's like a health thing. I get it. That's fair.
Side gets presented.
It's hard to look like, even if you do work out, to be that kind of in shape is not natural.
The way they achieve their rapid transformations is often highly unsustainable.
For guys?
Yeah, and it's like a rapid, and the emphasis is on the term rapid. Which is, it's like everything like Hollywood, it's like it has to be done here and now, has to be done super quick. And it's like, well, that's not how that happens, dude. Like looking good and like you work, looking like you work out takes years to do. Like it's not like a thing that just happens overnight. And it's ridiculous to think that this is how these people think. Or like what Zach was told. It's like, you have to look like this, blah, blah, blah. Take this, take all these diuretics, eat chicken, broccoli, and rice, and probably did some steroids and whatnot. I don't know, dude.
That's unrealistic, I'm telling you.
Zac Efron actually went through a phase of depression and insomnia after his brutal drug-assisted Crash Baywatch regimen. Channing Tatum, Luke Jackson, Ed Sheeran, Tyson Fury developed eating disorders and were warned about their unsustainable practices.
I started noticing it for the first time when I just started rebelling against a gym.
And these people have the top coaches and doctors at their side.
Truly,
Yeah, because the gym isn't like a bad place. The gym isn't supposed to be something that you dread going to. Now, granted, I have my days when I don't feel like going to the gym, and I show up, and it is merely a checkbox that I like showed up and I did the workout, and I just get the fuck out of there because the night before I ended up staying up and whatever because of the job. But I don't know. For like the most part, it's like even if I feel like complete utter dog shit, I still go to the gym because I always say it's like brushing your teeth. It's like body hygiene, more or less. but I don't know. Maybe that just doesn't like hit with people a lot of times. It's like, oh, like you probably should brush your teeth like every day. You probably should go to the gym, if not every day, like a couple times a week. But it's like they're associating the gym with doing steroids, and that's not what they want to do. And that's understandable. Like, I mean, I'm going to the gym and I'm not doing any fucking steroids.
Don't know how people that work.
But then again, I don't know. I don't look that good. I don't look like I really work out, bro. There was this one time at like one of my other jobs, like in the years past. What was it? I went into this, like, I don't want to say like where I worked, but I was like, me and my buddy were talking to like this one chick, or not a chick. It was like an older woman, like in her like 50s. And she was like, I forgot what she said, but she's like, oh, you should go to the gym. And my other buddy started laughing because he kind of went to the gym, but anytime he went, he always saw me there. And I was like the one that was always going to the gym. And he started busting up, and I was like, I kind of just shrugged it off. It's like, okay. And then my buddy's like, yeah, that guy does go to the gym a lot. Because I don't know, I guess I had like a sleeper build, as the young kids call it. And she's like, oh no, I didn't mean it. I don't know, it was a funny conversation, but yeah.
9 to 5, actually stay in shape because it's my full-time job and I can barely do it.
When studies are suggesting the majority of men are now displaying signs of body dysmorphic disorder, it's an issue that's hard to ignore. But because of a stigma, speaking about this, seeking help, or even thinking about it is seen as weak, with many willing to end their lives or pin themselves because help isn't as macho. And even those who look the best aren't immune to this, because everything is subjective.
Yep. I look like a normal, reasonable human being with like an acceptable amount of like muscle tone, right? But still in my head, there was like this crazy just distortion, body dysmorphia.
This doesn't mean you shouldn't find people in great shape motivating, just that even your favorite idols get older and struggle with these things. Yet, it doesn't get much coverage because it's not as glamorous.
Yeah. Wait, what'd that say?
Favorite idols get older.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, when I look in the mirror, I throw up.
And struggle with these things. Yet, it doesn't get much coverage because it's not as glamorous.
I mean, but it's like, I don't know. Arnold probably doesn't really do that much like of anything anymore. Like, he's looking like a normal ass aging person. He's just aging gracefully. Like, he still like shows up and is like relatively active, but it's pretty obvious. I mean, seemingly, that he doesn't really like do any sort of like PEDs anymore. Maybe he does, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it.
Resistance training and having high goals isn't inherently pathological. I have respect for anyone who achieves an impressive body transformation, especially if done honestly. However, unrealistic body standards can have deadly consequences, regardless of where you think this stems from. Many point to Hollywood actors, supplement companies, dolls, and clothing companies.
I mean, it kind of is the Hollywood actors. It kind of is the supplement companies.
I get why some people want to see the fitness industry burn to the ground, but pitchforking individuals and stealing kids' Power Rangers probably isn't the answer.
Damn, is that a thing?
It's just a doll. It's just a stupid little plastic doll.
Nor is polarizing people with men or women have it worse arguments. There is no them and us.
Oh yeah, the whole men have it worse, women have it worse. Yep, know exactly what you're talking about.
The market decides what sticks, so mass awareness is a big part of the solution. You vote with your money and attention. This isn't necessarily better than this, nor is this than this, and definitely not this or this. It's up to you to discover what you really want, and not have others decide this for you. Dr. Pope suggests the following as potential outlets if you get caught up. Personally, I still go to the gym. While I'll never look crazy, it's been very satisfying to get closer to a goal that I had as a kid.
Yeah.
Especially considering I don't think it's an unhealthy obsession anymore.
Resilience is crucial. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, what do you call that thing? The point where like in the parabola where you got like your X and your Y axis and like you'll always come close to the axis, but you'll never actually get there. It's like a goal that is always out of reach. It's like just a little bit more, and it's like, okay, I'll come back and hit it the next time, and maybe I'll get it. It's like, okay, missed it, but I felt like I had a good workout, so on and so forth. For me, that's what it kind of is. Like, just getting, I don't know, just going to the gym and just getting after it. And if it wasn't the gym, it'd probably be something else. Like, just like something active.
Ironically, with progress being the best, once I chilled out and focused on other things, I realized the hard way that looking good means nothing if you don't feel good. If you ever tried to...
Bro, these fucking action figures are crazy looking.
To get in shape, please understand this. It's all I'm trying to get across to the video. I don't often ask, but sharing this video wherever you can would really help a lot. Self-improvement is supposed to enhance yourself as a person, not replace yourself. So, the perfect male physique, based on the evidence, it never existed. It's what you believe it is. I just hope trying to get there for you isn't as deadly as it's been for so many people. Hey everyone, so if you like this video, we're currently working on plenty more. So if you want to be notified when they're out, then please subscribe. This video was not anti-fitness. Unrealistic expectations, body dysmorphia, and disordered behaviors are massively overlooked hurdles when it comes to getting in shape, whatever this means for you. I personally know how frustrating it is trying to live the life of a hardcore bodybuilder while making the progress of a 10-year-old.
That does not look appetizing at all. Fuck that shit, dude. Like, I go to the gym, I work out, I put in my time. I ain't fucking eating that shit anymore.
One of the areas I struggled with the most was eating out and doing so with some degree of flexibility. So this is why I've put together a free guide to help you do so. It's something I really needed when I first started. It's how I, and many others, make more progress while eating the foods we actually enjoy.
Yeah.
But more importantly, doing so without all the guilt a lot of these diet games leave you with. So if you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Nice. That is very cool. Yeah. I mean, it was crazy, like, in the beginning, how he showed, like, all those different tribes and shit, what they think the ideal male physique or body image should be, or whatever. And it's like, these guys like teeth and eyes, those guys like having like big bellies, and in the Greek, for like the Greek era, it was like this, and so on and so forth. So it's just crazy to have, like, to think about all the different versions of ideal male body image. I don't know. Like, I will say age has a thing to do with it. Like, you're 100% going to be more susceptible to marketing when you're younger than when you are like, versus like when you're older. So I do think that does have a part to play in it. But yeah, this is a great video, dude. 100%. And I'm a fan. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one, and I'm looking forward to seeing some more from Josh Brett. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.